And welcome to our midweek show of Upon Further Review. Joining me, Alan Tyson from Lee Hill and Johnson. We're here up top of ERA Hirsch Real Estate Team, buying or selling real estate. Talk to the experts downstairs at ERA Hirsch Real Estate Team. Alan, we've got another busy week coming up for us. The Georgia Southern Eagles return home, and then it's so long for a while there, fellas. So a big game coming up and a rare Saturday, because we're going to have a couple of Thursday games coming up. They have Monroe coming up this week. Monroe just got beat up by Oklahoma. I don't know if that tells us much. Monroe is not a team that a lot of people have picked to be among the top teams in the Sun Belt. Could be a trap game because Georgia Southern looking forward to some tough ones in a row on the road. So I'm sure they want to get this one out of the way and get a victory so then they can prepare for the long road trip.
I think you're right. I look for this to be a big crowd. Because we're going to be on the road for 4 weeks after this, and so a lot of, I think we'll have a capacity crowd. I think Coach Summers and his staff will do a good job of keeping our players focused for, the fact that, again, every week you're facing athletes that can beat you. If you're not ready to play, you can get beat in our league on any week, and it doesn't matter if it's Monroe or if it's New Mexico State or if it's Appalachian State. So we've got a lot of seniors, and I think with our coaching staff and with our seniors, we'll be ready to play. And I look for it to be more of the same. I look for us to line up, run the football, and try to be efficient in the passing game.
I guess the question is, how's Kevin Ellison doing? If he's not needed, I would hope that we could get through the game, giving him a chance to rest up, because we're going to need him, because it drops off significantly after, because you got Kevin and Fabian, and then it drops off a little bit, especially with experience. Not much after that. So you want to be able to, because we all know you're one play away from having to go to that next guy. Hopefully we won't need Kevin in this game. They can get him some rest and then maybe need him down the stretch, and also maybe kind of figure out what they're going to do offensively with all these weapons. You got all these weapons out there, and they got to find a way to maybe utilize whoever it might be in the best of their abilities.
Yeah, it would be nice if Kevin didn't have to play. I don't think you would go into the if he's available to play. I think they'll go into the game with the with the mindset that he'll play in the game, and of course, knowing Kevin, it's going to be hard to keep him out of the game if he's able to play. I noticed last week we got in what was our triple option set. If you saw, with the two A-backs and then the fullback behind the quarterback in the shotgun, you may see a little bit more of that this week. I mean, I'm just guessing, but I think again, with a new scheme, with new calls, it's not something where you can go out there and in 2 games or maybe even 3 games you can have your entire offense put into to play. So I think we'll see that offense come along gradually, and I think eventually, if we stay healthy before the end of the season, we ought to be just powerful on offense.
Did you notice, you mentioned the way we were lined up. There was at least one play that kind of caught my eye where we had, I think it was Breida lined up almost on the line, kind of right behind. It's hard to not diagram this, but to show you standing here, you had the quarterback right here and then the line, and then Breida was lined up almost like a right behind where you would say a tight end, and then rolled around in an option play that I think I recall Daryl Hopkins used to run from that same position and run around.
That's right. We actually ran what was our old triple option out of the shotgun, basically. Yes. And sent the A-back. He may not be called an A-back in this offense, but what essentially was the A-back in motion like we always did, and then run the option that way with him as the pitch option in that option. I really like that. I think from the shotgun, it gives the quarterback a really good view of the field coming from the shotgun. And again, I have no idea, but I would be surprised if we don't see that, a good bit, because we really at least in the first two games, from my observation, it seems that we've been able to run the ball better on the perimeter than we have been able to between the tackles.
Oh yeah, well, and failed to mention is the defense. We've mentioned it in our other two shows, and we mentioned it how good they've been playing. But and you've talked about it, the talent level on the defense. It does not look like stuff we've seen before at Georgia Southern, and I believe they're going to be the ones counted on a little bit more so than the offense to win some games for us during the year. And I think people forget, even last year when Willie Fritz was here, our defense, as far as allowing points, we were one of the top teams around.
Oh yeah, we definitely were. I think we were in the top 20 or so in the nation.
In the nation.
Yeah, this is the way I feel about our defense at this point. If our offense can continue to not turn the ball over, in the kicking game, I don't think that there's been a kickoff or a punt that has been returned. So if we can play well in the kicking game, which gives us the field position advantage, and not put our defense in a situation where we turn the ball over, say deep in our territory, that kind of thing. If we make teams go the length of the field on us, it's going to be awfully difficult for people to score many points against us because we are just so athletic on defense.
All right. Well, we'll hear from Coach Summers and some of the players a little bit later. But for now, we want to remind you that for any legal advice you may have, we recommend you get with our buddy Lovett Bennett Jr., attorney at law, PC, Lovett's office located in downtown Statesboro. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
To stay ahead, a parent has to really be on the go and stop for school, stop for sports, stop for an intervention. But you don't have to stop for banking. To stay ahead with mobile online banking, bank ahead with Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
Do you ever wonder what that 15% savings cost you in service?
What's the name on the account?
My name is Mary, M-A-R-Y.
Who is it?
Mary.
Oh,
My
okay.
name is Mary.
Right.
Are you even listening to me?
Sure.
At Glenn Davis Insurance, we get to know you as a person. To us, you're not just another number. Together with Auto Owners Insurance, we can develop an insurance plan tailored to your specific needs. Glenn Davis and Associates. Call or come by today.
Well, Alan, it's now time to take a look at who the Georgia Southern Eagles are playing. We had a chance to talk with head coach Tyson Summers and the players about their matchup back home at Paulson Stadium against Monroe.
2 straight weeks without giving up a touchdown. We've done a nice job of limiting explosive plays, particularly in the run game. And as long as we can continue to do what we did, we gave up some yardage, but they did bow their neck at times. And obviously had some nice stops in the high red zone. Sometimes it was closer to the 30, 40, those kind of things. But as long as we continue to play like that, we'll have a chance to be successful. And he's got some guys that know what they're doing. They're in an area, of the country where football is important, a lot like it is here at Georgia Southern. They come from an area of being able to get good recruits and have good football players. And they've got a good football team. We've got to go out and prepare this week the way that we need to give ourselves a chance to be successful. On Saturday, we are very excited about being able to play at home in Paulson and being able to do some special things in front of our fans. And it'll be a long time before we play again on Saturdays in Paulson. Be all the way to the Troy game. So again, we've got to make sure that we're taking advantage of the opportunities that we've got. It's an awesome opportunity. The thing we've got to do a better job of is communicating on the back end. We've certainly got to do a better job of tackling on the perimeter and with our secondary. I thought that was really poor, and our players are more than aware of that. We've got to do a better job with those two things, but I think overall what you do see is a group that's playing hard, playing hungry, a group at this point in time that's done a pretty decent job of not letting people run the ball. I don't know, I think they've certainly taken a lot of pride, even through spring practice. I think the defense has had a chip on their shoulder. Everybody certainly, looks to Georgia Southern first as being a team with a lot of tradition of winning, and then everybody talks about the offense, and I think they're kind of fed up with that. I think they're tired of Matt Breida fielding all the interviews and tired of everybody asking about the two quarterbacks. I think that they're looking for an opportunity to prove themselves, and I think they're playing with a chip on their shoulder, and that's good. When you sit there and you go back and you look at teams that win championships in college football, you go back and you look at teams that win championships, look at the Broncos this past year. guys that can sit there and play great defense. Those are the guys that give you a chance to win every game.
All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at who our area high school football teams have in store for this Friday night.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
There's a lot to celebrate when you move ahead, but it takes planning. Finding the right one, making it a home, and a great mortgage specialist from Queensboro. Move ahead with your dream and bank ahead with Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
See Jeremy Reagan and the staff at Queensboro National Bank and Trust, South Main Street in Statesboro. Dr. Sergio Dalsenia of Family Internal Medicine reminds you that Kathy Shriver, who specializes in diabetes education and consultations, is now exclusive to Family Internal Medicine. Call for an appointment. Their office located in the Cotton Ridge Plaza on Fair Road.
It's now time for our high school segments brought to you by Ogeechee Technical College. We'll be back to preview this week's matchups after this from OTC.
I'm Brian Reliza.
My name is Michaela Graham.
And I'm an echocardiography graduate.
I'm studying to be a veterinary technician.
And I am OTC.
And I am OTC.
We believe every path is different and every student is unique. Whether you're interested in dual enrollment, an associate degree, or earning credit toward a higher degree, a diploma, or certificate, Ogeechee Tech can help you build a strong foundation for your future. Visit ogeecheetech.edu to find out how you can go anywhere from here.
Well, Alan, only two teams in action this week. We have bye weeks for Bulloch Academy and for Portal. With Statesboro High in action this week as they'll be hosting Effingham County and Southeast Bulloch hosting Islands. We had a chance to talk with Coach Collins and Coach Pennington about this week's games.
First of all, Effingham they've got that program turning around. Coach Holder and his staff are doing a great job, and you've seen evidence of that over the last 3 to 4 years. Very sound when it comes to technicians and what their players are doing on the field. Defensively, they are just they play technique as good as anyone we've seen, and they're coming off of a big year last year. Offensively, they got again another premier running back who can be a game changer. So they've got some packages going on in that regard. So give them credit for that. But at the same time, we've got some challenges without Davis at the helm at quarterback. Definitely, we're going to we have to simplify some things in what we're doing. But at the same time, we also know that there are some opportunities there at that position that where we might can expedite or use the energy of Tupac Lanier's feet and use him in that position to run the ball a little bit more out of the quarterback position. So in one hand, we're losing maybe some of the passing game, but yet we're picking up some other things in the running game as well. So that's one challenge. And then defensively, Josh, we've got to get off the football field. And we're giving up too much yards and staying on the field too long. And I hope that the second half in the scrimmage game will give us a little momentum in that regard.
Benedictine, you've got to give them a lot of credit. Going into that ball game, they were the #1 ranked team in Class AA. And there's reason they're ranked #1. They've got excellent players in all positions. I was really proud of our boys. I thought we gave great effort. I thought that we played, with a purpose. And you know, we've got to do a little better job with some technical things on both sides of the football. You know, we wound up, Josh, with over 300 yards. I don't know what their season stats are, but the gentlemen over there that were pulling the chains that are obviously BC supporters said that they've not had two backs one go over 100 and one right at 100 yards against their defense. So there's a lot of positives to be taken away. There's no moral victory. We go to win. We go to play to win. But there is growth and learning that can occur when you play a very, very high-quality opponent. I see them, you know, a Final Four team in Class AA unless something really derails for them. But I felt like our guys grew in that experience, and you know, it's just time that we get it all right now because we're in region play. Let's speak about Islands right now, and I know you always say the same thing. You're the Vince Dooley of whatever, and the Islands is much improved. They have a fine running back. 200-pound running back, and they have a quarterback, Kalen Scott, who is a very shifty, 165-pound guy that they use in multiple places. They use him as kind of like a wildcat quarterback. They'll use him as a receiver. They'll use him to run jet sweeps too. So they have some very good athletes. Again, it's the same story for us every week. We've got to control the situation with our offensive line. We've got to tackle and leverage the football on defense, and then of course you've always got to be sound in the kicking game.
So, Alan, once again, Statesboro High back home. They're taking on Effingham County, a non-region game, and Southeast Bulloch will be hosting Islands. Stay with us, rather. Coming up next, it's time for Jennifer Hirsch to make her picks for this week.
We know how important your family is to you, which is why family medicine is so important to us. At TRICARE Family Medicine, we'll see that your family is in the best possible health. We offer a fun and friendly environment and are now accepting new pediatric and adult patients. Come experience the difference today. Let our family take care of your family at TRICARE Family Medicine, the official family practice of Georgia Southern Athletics.
To stay ahead, a parent has to really be on the go and stop for school, stop for sports, stop for an intervention. But you don't have to stop for banking. To stay ahead with mobile online banking, bank ahead with Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
See Jeremy Reagan and the staff at Queensboro National Bank and Trust, South Main Street in Statesboro.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
All right, it's now time for our pick segment. Joining me, as always, Jennifer Lee Hirsch. Last week, Josh snuck out one game better than Jennifer, although Jennifer was 5-1 in college. So you guys out there, watch out for her college picks. And these picks are presented by your buddies at
Lee Hill Johnson.
All right, let's get right into it.
By the way, I would like to say that upstairs, ERA Hirsch Real Estate Team.
That's right, they're downstairs, and we always mention that to start the show. You got real estate needs, come visit them. Jennifer's downstairs as well. All right, Jennifer, we start off with those Georgia Southern Eagles. Big winners on the road last week. This week, the spread is pretty big. They got UL Monroe coming in. They're a 27-point favorite. You going to give those points?
You know what? 26 points, right?
27.
27
or 26. Okay,
26 points.
You're right.
Come on, 26. I'm following the score here.
We'll give you 26.
So Georgia Southern, yes. Georgia Southern Eagles, because I watched them on the tablet, and they won. And I was like, I was just jumping up and down.
All right, so we got the Eagles. I'm taking the Eagles. A lot of points, but we're going to do it. Louisville taking on Florida State. Louisville is a 3-point favorite. Who you like in this one?
Florida State.
Florida State. I'm going to go with Louisville to somehow manage to win this by more than 3. All right, here's a big game, Jennifer. Appalachian State. We know all about them. They are going to get Miami, ranked 25th in the nation, to come to their place to play. It's very rare. App State, a 3-point underdog. Who you like in this?
Good look on that one. But I had to say Appalachian State.
All right. I'm going to go with the Hurricanes to come in there and do something not many people do. Beat App State at App State. All right. Well, next up, your good buddy Paul Johnson Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets coming off a victory last week. This week they're a 7-point favorite against my dad's old school he used to teach at, the Vanderbilt Commodores, who beat my alma mater last week, MTSU. Who you got?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. I kind of figured as much.
Paul Johnson.
Paul Johnson. I'm going to go with Paul Johnson too. 7 points, better than Vandy or more. All right, your Fighting Irish, the Notre Dame, 8-point favorites against Michigan State out of the old Big Ten. Who you think's going to take this one, Jennifer?
You know, I was pondering about this one.
All right.
I really was.
Notre Dame.
Because this is a huge game.
It is a big game. It is.
And for 8 points, it just don't say a lot for me. So I'm going to pick Michigan State.
You're a Spartan fan this week. All right. You know what? I got to go with you, Jennifer. I think Michigan State covers those 8. They may not win the game. Next up, you got Oklahoma. They put it on Monroe last week, and this week they take on Ohio State. They're a 2-point favorite. A little surprising to me, but you got Oklahoma, a 2-point favorite at home against Ohio State. Probably the biggest game of the weekend. What do you think?
I will say that Oklahoma has got a great chance of winning again because I watched that game, and I was so excited. I mean excited. Now, my daddy would say, why are you excited about Oklahoma winning?
Right.
That's because I get a lot of points.
All right.
And a lot of coverage.
So you're taking Oklahoma. I'm going to go with those Buckeyes from Ohio State. Let's get into our pro picks. This is where you struggled and I did well last week. Maybe we can reverse it. First up, it's your Atlanta Falcons. That was where you had a problem last week. You took Atlanta. They lost to Tampa. This week, they're a 6-point underdog against Oakland on the West Coast.
I went with Oakland because last week, last week. This was last week. Falcons, okay? To me, I didn't see no numbers that I knew out there on the football field.
Matt Ryan.
Well, Matt Ryan, okay. But he screwed up.
He did.
Matt, I'm sorry, buddy, but out of the loop for this week.
Jennifer's got Oakland. I'm going to go with your Falcons to manage to bounce back. I know. All right, next up, big rivalry game. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers. They look pretty good this week. They're going up against Cincinnati. It's at home. Pittsburgh's a 3-point favorite. Who you like?
Cincinnati all the way.
I'm going to go with the Steelers to manage to cover that 3 points. New England, without my man Tom Brady, they still won. No Gronk, no Tom. They still won. This week they got Miami. They come home. They're playing in New England. 5-point favorites. Who you like in this?
By the way, I must ask this. Okay?
Sure.
Who is Miami's head football coach?
You caught me on that one, Jennifer. I didn't prep for this.
Come on, Josh.
They keep rotating.
Now, see, if my dad was here,
it's not Don Shula.
A lot of people say, okay, well, if Nate was on this earth, my dad would help me out.
He would know it.
He would know it.
Josh can't help me.
Josh can't help me because
I know who New England's coach is.
I'm sorry, Pete, but my Josh Aubrey does not do his research like he needs to.
Bill Belichick is New England's head coach.
Okay, we know that. But anyway,
is that who we're taking?
I am picking New England all the way.
All right, we're both doing it. You got Houston in a pick'em against Kansas City. This game is being played in Houston, Texas. Who you like in this one, Jennifer?
Okay, so some of my fans last week got in contact with me.
And they said?
And some of them started talking about football, and I started talking right back to them. Okay.
Got it.
So here's my question.
Right.
If this is a pick'em game, shouldn't there be points in this pick'em game?
No, you don't get points in a pick'em.
Okay.
So who you like?
So everybody, I am going with Houston this week.
All right. Jennifer's going with Houston. I guess I got to go with Kansas City in this one. Next up, Minnesota. They're opening up their brand new facility there. They're a 4-point underdog. Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers. Who you like in this one?
Okay, I was thinking about it really hard. And correct me if I'm wrong, but ain't Green Bay the green people?
They're green and yellow.
That's what I thought.
That's exactly right. You're right.
I'm taking Green Bay this week.
You're going with Green Bay. I'm going to find a way for Minnesota to cover that 4 points at home. Last pick of the day, we got Chicago Bears. They're a 1-point underdog. They're giving 1 point to Philadelphia in Chicago. Monday Night Football. Who you like in this one, Jennifer?
Well, okay. So I remember our Adrian Pearson a long time ago being a Chicago Bear, correct?
You're correct. He played there.
That's what I thought.
So you're going to take him?
So, Chicago Bears, I am doing it this week.
All right, I'm with you. Chicago Bears for Adrian Peterson.
That's right.
All right, well, for Jennifer Lee Hirsch, I'm Josh Aubrey. We thank you for joining us. We hope to see you again next week.
Join us again next time for Upon Further Review, brought to you in part by Ogeechee Technical College, Education with Purpose, and by Dr. Lincoln Lippincott with the Sleep Apnea Center in Statesboro.